That's cool.
Do you see yourself cosplaying within 10 years?
That's what I was going to ask. I was looking for it. I couldn't find it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Cosplay goals is to one day be able to do Old Lady Sophie.
Old Lady Sophie, yeah!
Fuck yeah.
Wait, what is that from?
So, from Howl's Moving Castle.
Yeah.
Oh.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Anime Summit podcast. I should just record that, make a song, put it in the intro beginning. Fuck the music we use now. Just use that every fucking
No,
time.
son,
My name.
the music's gonna get flagged.
It is gonna get flagged. No, it's not because I fucking wrote it. So who are they gonna contact? They're gonna
No,
contact
they
me.
can do that. They can still do that.
That's
They can flag it saying that that it's your thing, even though you posted it.
Yeah. Anyways, I'm your fucking awesome host, Sam, the Turkey Tom, the Bomb, your favorite hoe for show. And with me tonight, I have Danny Hootenanny.
Hey, everybody.
Danny
Or
the
Danny.
Granny.
Danny the Fanny.
Danny the Fanny.
Danny Ravioli.
Danny Ravioli.
And then also with me,
Danny
I also have
Hootenanny.
Nickelodeon.
I'm still sick. I think I have allergies. I don't know.
First you said it was something, and now you're saying it's allergies.
No, it's like it just keeps transferring from a different thing to a different thing. So
Okay, everybody put your arms in the air. Send all your memes to Nick because he's still dying. And also tonight's topic is cosplay, and we have a special, awesome motherfucking guest up in here. And she is the lovely Heather. How are you?
Good.
I'm glad
Nervous
you're
as hell.
I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're here to
don't
tell
worry.
us,
If you screw up, we'll probably leave it in because we're lazy.
because it's funny.
Yeah.
That's reassuring.
Her
Great.
username on Discord is also H2D2, if anyone didn't know Heather's real name.
Yeah. She said it was okay that we used her name here. So
And her home address
so
is
back up.
123 Fake Street.
And her social security
Damn,
is...
how'd you get that?
So Heather's here because she is in the world of cosplay. It is cosplay season, and she is getting down and dirty with the sewing and the costume making right now. She is probably our most prominent cosplayer on our Discord and in our base of listeners here. So Danny thought it'd be a good idea to be like, let's get that bitch
Hell yeah.
on this bitch.
We,
So I said,
I
said, Danny, that's $1 million idea.
And I don't think you guys have ever had a guest that cosplayed.
No.
So yeah.
No, it was always in like the idea pool, and we just were kind of like, you know, blah 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 blah. When are we gonna do this? But anyway, Heather, I'm glad you're here.
Glad to be here.
Welcome. So obviously, before that, we're gonna get into some news, and then we'll do the rest of the shit. News anchor Nick.
Oh shit. Okay, so Attack on Titan.
He does that every time. I always like pass him the news. He's like, oh shit.
I was zoned out. Attack
Oh,
on
sorry.
Titan has a third season announced. So I'm not sure why that's. Oh, it's 24 episodes. That's why it was news. Because
Right,
last year it was only 12 episodes. This year 24. So woohoo!
It's kind of cool that we got a trailer too already, and we're getting this only a year after, or not even a year.
Yeah, because they learned to not be fucking retarded and wait 4 years.
wait for. So that's
God
gonna
damn,
be,
Japan
that's
is
good.
stupid sometimes.
No,
All right.
I don't even know what that whole thing was. Yeah.
All right. So then the next piece of news. Oh, this is a pretty quick one too. The Full Metal Panic English dubcast is all returning. So
Woo
we
woo.
mentioned that one in our seasonal
Invisible
episode.
Invisible Victory or whatever.
Great fucking dub. Chris Patton, Lucy Christian. Really, really good main characters. I watched the dub, so I'm not even gonna bother with the sub. So yeah, that's cool. And let's see here.
Oh, and Vic
There's a-
Mignogna.
They're all coming back.
Oh, Vic Mignon. Yeah, I think he was in that
Yeah.
as well.
I call him Mignogna. but yeah.
Mig-
AKA
Mignon.
Edward Elric.
Yeah. Filet Mignon.
And
How
then
do you like me? How do you
Shirobako
like
is
me?
getting all new film project. The details are not yet There's not like a release date yet.
Shitty taco.
It's just more Shirobako, man. I mean, shit.
I'm actually hyped for it.
We'll post the article. Anime News Network had it.
I'm actually hyped for that though, because I like Shirobako. I thought Shirobako was cool.
Yeah, Shirobako was great. Like that's how you do a workplace anime. Little bit of supernatural stuff, cute girls, and you know.
And
crazy...
Hideki Anno, except his name is something else. Anno.
You have a director who needs to be locked in a cage in order to finish his work. You know, that type of thing. All right, and then the news is pretty simple this week. There's another sequel announcement, Princess Principal sequel announced, which I think we all enjoyed that one last time, right? From last year.
I never watched it.
The Lolly Spies.
I don't think I watched that.
Never watched it.
Pretty sure you watched that, right? Maybe it was me and Mac. Or me and Quokka. But anyway, Princess. Yeah, you totally watched this, I thought you did.
I don't think I finished it.
Okay. Well, way to bring down the vibe then, Sam.
I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. Also, this is not really, I mean, it's kind of news, but this article from Otaku USA Magazine. Japanese fans rank Mobile Suit Gundam's sexiest females. I didn't see most of the list, but number 1 was Lacus Klein from Gundam Seed. Totally disagree, but whatever. That's fine.
Yo, post a picture of that.
Post that in the
I'll
show
be
notes.
the judge. I know
Yeah,
that
right?
Seed Destiny is the one that everyone says is really bad.
There's
That's what I've
2
heard.
Seed Destinies people on here. It's like all Seed and 08th MS Team and other shit.
Dude, what about 00? Everyone was a supermodel in that show.
That's what I'm saying. Disagree with this list so hard, but anyway,
I haven't seen enough Gundam, so I couldn't tell you.
This is Japanese fans.
What
so,
about the
yeah.
original 0079 with like the dumpy looking characters?
Oh my god.
The American fans probably have a completely different list, but I'll link that in the. I'll tell Nick to put that in the show notes. Anyways, there's the news. Okay. So before I get into the rest of the show, don't forget to follow us on Twitter at Anime Summit. And then we're on RSS feed and iTunes, so you can find us on your favorite podcast app. And also, youtube.com/Anime Summit and Anime Summit Extra. And join us in the Discord. That's where we met Heather. Heather's on our Discord. And that's why it's cooler, because she's on it. You should join it too, so you can talk to her about stuff and ask her your own questions about cosplay. That link is in the Twitter description and in the YouTube description the video description on YouTube. And also, I'm going to start doing this more and start putting this in the YouTube description as well. We have Anime Summit merch. I keep forgetting that we have that sometimes, and I want to push that more. I'm designing new merch right now as we speak. So you should buy an Anime Summit t-shirt. We have an Anime Summit t-shirt. We have a Zettai Ryuki t-shirt. And we have another shirt that says Kawaii AF on it. You should buy one and then tell people where you got it, and then tell people this fucking cool podcast with a queer, a mom chick and a troll.
Mom chick.
Wait, which one is which?
I'm the mom chick. That's for
okay.
sure.
Because Danny's always telling us.
Danny the Granny. That's right.
Danny the Granny.
But I thought it was Sam the Mom.
I
thought that
Oh,
was.
that's okay. So Sam the Mom.
Way to be confusing.
Danny the Granny and Nick the
Big Dick.
Nick the.
Oh my god, no.
Okay, yeah, we'll just go with that.
I still have to buy a shirt. I didn't get one the last time you guys announced you had merch. I didn't get one.
And I know I'm totally gonna buy one too.
We need one with Nam saying on it.
No, I'm making that one too. That's one of the ones I'm making. So I'm gonna put new merch up there, or I'm gonna make sure Quokka does it when I send him new designs. So please, I will post the link in the YouTube descriptions from now on, and I'll make an announcement on Discord and on Twitter about it. So please do that too. Now on to the show. Waifu of the week, husband of the hour. Obviously, in true Anime Summit fashion, we have the guests choose this. So Heather, who's your waifu of the week? Who's your husband of the hour? Who would you do
Okay,
right now?
I chose
Naked.
characters that are known for changing costumes a
In
lot.
bed.
Okay,
in bed.
Sam.
On a train in the rain.
That's hot.
On a boat with a goat.
So are these?
No more-
So go ahead and tell them, and then I have another question right after. Go ahead.
Okay, so waifu of the week would be Urza Scarlet from Fairy Tail, and husbando is Archer or Shiro from the Fate universe.
I would let Archer do so many things to me. Daddy, lay
You'd
me
let him-
down.
Would you let him shoot a bullseye into your bullseye?
Absolutely, I fucking would. So are these characters that you've cosplayed or wanted to cosplay? That was my
Urza, I
question.
definitely want to cosplay several of her armor forms, but I'm not very proficient in making armor yet, so still got to practice that. And Archer, I know a bunch of friends that cosplay him. I don't think I could properly pull him off, or else I would try.
He's so hot.
He is.
He is super hot. That's awesome. That's awesome. So also, Heather, in true anime sun fashion, as you know, because I know you're a faithful listener, maybe. Is we need to know the 311 foo. So, what's the 311 again, Nick? So you're
three anime that you really like, one anime that you dislike, and then one kind of freestyle, whatever you want to, just something that you want to mention.
Got it.
Okay.
Yeah, that.
So something to get people to hate me, basically.
Yeah, or two things that get people to hate you. Maybe, you know, you could say
Oh.
one overrated or underrated anime in your opinion. There.
Well, underrated is definitely going to get me hated because I just recently got a conversation about how I think Cowboy Bebop is underrated. Or overrated, I bet.
Oh.
I was about to say, like, wait a second. That's like, Cowboy Bebop is so overrated.
And thanks
It
for
is
tuning in to
extremely
episode
overrated.
146, folks. We'll see you
Yeah. That's their show, yeah.
Yeah.
next
I mean, I'm not saying it's a bad show. I just don't think it deserves the hype that it gets. And people treat it like it's anime to introduce people to anime, and it's not, because it's very niche in its genre, and not everyone's going to like it.
I could get behind
Wow.
that. I
That's
wouldn't
so
recommend it to
interesting.
everybody to start anime. I kind of agree with that.
Danny in the corner. That's so interesting.
I'm sorry,
And
but like,
and she's got Spike's shit tattooed on her
yeah,
fucking arm.
that's the thing. Like, Cowboy Bebop is one of my
that's funny.
favorite animes, and I love it. And I have
Good.
Spike Spiegel's starship tattooed on my arm. So,
And
like,
that's cool, because I'm great that there's people that like it, and it's cool to like it.
yeah.
And I enjoyed it the first time I watched it. It's not a bad show. It's just, it's not for everybody.
Right.
So Heather's
And-
full of
It's just
shit.
like a
Anyway,
6 out of 10, right?
so an
6 out of
anime.
10.
So an anime that three that you love and one that you hate.
Okay, 3 that I love. I'm a huge into like shonen series,
Yeah.
and one of my favorite is Fairy Tail, which is what Waifu of the Week is from. And I'm very excited for the new season to come out, so they can finish off the final arc.
Yep.
And oh shit. I don't even know. I guess the Fate series, the original Fate Stay Night.
The Dean one.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean,
I bought that for
it started
$5.
it all. I enjoyed it all. Like, it's not the best out of all of them. I still like Fate Zero much more. But
Well, Fate
that
Zero
was
was
the
also.
that was the introduction to all of it. So
Right. Fate Zero was an original too. It wasn't based off of VN.
yeah,
so
and
that's
I
why
played the game before I had ever watched the anime or even knew it was an anime. So
Oh,
I had
sick.
already had the background on it all.
Okay.
And I honestly can't think of a third.
If you can't think of a third, you can go ahead and go right into the one you think is dumb, or one that we watched and you thought was horrible.
The only one that I actually hate and that I will never recommend to everybody, or I will never even attempt to rewatch again, is gonna be Excel Saga.
Wow.
Damn.
Wow.
You're just triggering
I mean,
Sam and Danny right now. I love it.
I see. No. I see I see your point on why you don't like it, because when I first watched it, I was all like, what the fuck is this shit? This shit is dumb. So,
Right.
but like over time, like as I got older, because when it first came out, I was like, I was a teenager. I was young. So I didn't really get the humor. So as I got older and I rewatched it, I like it's the most hilarious thing ever. So
Really? See, I've always been tempted to try and watch it again. It's just I've never been able to bring myself to waste the time to do it.
Right, yeah. No, I feel
Because-
you. I feel you on that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's funny because we just had Marmar, my cousin Mario, and he loves Excelsior.
see, it's the generation. You know, it's that generation gap. Like, you
Goddamn
know,
millennials.
the
can't
early
appreciate Excel
2000s,
Saga.
you know, are pretty much favored.
Danny, we're the same age.
I know, but I
We're
don't-
all like late millennials.
I get.
I think.
Well, I know for sure Sam and I and Heather are older millennials. Like, there's like, for some odd reason, all of a sudden there's like a difference between
Nobody really
older
knows what a
millennials
millennial
and
is.
younger millennials, but we're not gonna get into the technicality of that shit. So.
Oh yeah, the generations now are like 3 years. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's so stupid. It's dumb. Anyway, but yeah, that's so interesting. Wow, this is gonna be an interesting episode. I can already tell.
Wait, so what were the 3 that she liked?
She didn't name 3, but
She only
I
named
named
2,
two.
which was
Oh, it was
Fairy
Fate?
Tale,
Fairy Tale and
and
Fate.
Okay.
which are good shows. I mean, granted, I never really
you don't
watched
name a
Fate
third
too
one,
much.
then
I
I'll name
watched
it.
I watched Fairy Tale.
no. Anyway, well,
School Days. That's the
that's
third
cool.
one.
Nope,
All right.
nope,
Oh,
nope, nope,
no.
nope. There's no third one.
No.
We're moving on. Stop.
School Days had a great ending. I can give it that.
See? Look at this.
I mean, the
Some
only
of
reason
us,
Nick
some of us
likes
have
it,
good taste, Sam.
it's a troll ending, and that's why Nick likes it. It doesn't, because it doesn't make sense up to that point. Anyway, shut up. Stop it. We're not doing that.
Oh, My
We're
Hero,
not
My
doing
Hero
this.
Academia. There you go. Okay.
Okay, fine. Frabby is the best. Okay.
Because everyone in
Anyway.
Discord is just masturbating over it. Like that's
Because
that's
it's
our whole
amazing.
Discord is just My Hero
I
Academia
mean,
fan
I'm
art.
not, so. But whatever.
Okay, all y'all. Okay, just stop it. Okay, y'all are farting in my face. You're all petting my raccoon the wrong way, and I don't appreciate it.
We're sorry, son.
And I don't care that you broke your elbow. Okay.
Who broke whose elbow? What? Where did that come from?
You never heard of that? That seen that video? That one guy. He's like this nerdy guy, and he's like, he turns around. He's like, I'm about to say it. I'm about to say it, and people are going ooh, and he goes, I don't care that you broke your elbow.
Oh yes, yeah.
Yeah.
I remember that.
All right. It really pisses in my cactus when y'all are just trolling.
All right. We're sorry. We're sorry. Anyway.
And Smokey, you shut up.
Smokey didn't do anything.
Okay, sorry everybody. I'm sorry. Listeners, I'm sorry. So worst production assistant ever. Don't hire cats. And if you're gonna hire a cat, don't hire Smokey. Either way, main topic: space, cosplay. What is it? Costume play. What does that mean? It means, Heather, what does it mean?
And go.
Oh God. So yeah, cosplay is basically dressing up as any character, whether it is from a canon source like an anime or even an original character, and getting into character and pretending to be that character.
It's like Halloween.
Yeah, basically, except better.
Awesome. Good answer. I was gonna say something completely different, but that's perfect. Anyway, so the reason why Heather's on here is because she be cosplaying all the time, and she
Or
is.
believe it.
No, you know what? Like, here's the thing, and at the end of the show too, we're gonna tell people where they can find you so they can see all your stuff. You know, Heather is pretty serious, you know, about cosplay, and my cousin Mario, who we just had on, he was pretty serious about it too. Heather is always, it's an art form for a lot of people. It's a thing that people express themselves through, even if it's in their costume or a version of the costume or, you know, whatever. And I think that's super cool. And I think the whole big thing about conventions is, you know, dressing up as your favorite character and going to conventions. And then when it comes to anime conventions, cosplay in anime conventions has become a huge, huge thing. Costume contests and things of that nature, and photo ops and all that stuff. It's super cool. Real quick, I think it would be cool if me, Danny, and Nick quickly, like lightning quick, tell Heather what our experiences with cosplay is, and then she can go into her awesome resume and just blow us all away.
Pressure's on.
That would be fucking funny. Okay, Nick. Nick, you cosplayed before, haven't you?
Nope.
Really?
Yeah.
But haven't you been to Convergence every year and you haven't dressed
yeah,
up?
I just never dressed up.
Oh, really? I thought you... Okay. I don't know why I thought you did. I might be thinking of Drew dressing up as, like...
Oh, yeah, he did last year.
Never mind. Okay, I don't know why I thought you were cool. Anyway, Danny... You've cosplayed before, right?
No, I haven't.
What the
Why are we here?
Okay.
Bullshit!
Listen, I have been meaning to. It's just that, like, I'm broke right now, and I don't have, like, the money or even, like, the skill to even make my own costume.
So I'm the only one of the three of us who's cosplayed.
Yeah, you have. Mm-hmm.
Bunch of bitches.
I'm sorry.
I would wear a costume. I'm just way too goddamn lazy to make my own weapons and shit.
Yeah,
You know
like
what I'm
I
saying?
have ideas that I would want to.
Yeah, like if someone
cosplay
made
as.
me a Vegeta costume, I wear that shit. Or
Okay,
Krillin.
I've cosplayed as I did Team Rocket one time. Me and Trisha did like a goth punk rock Team Rocket, and then another time I did Tenchi from the movie. It's like the brown costume with the thingy, and then the best cosplay experience I ever had was about 20 hours before me and my cousin and my brother Sudi were supposed to leave for Anime Iowa. We somehow bought all of the pleather from Joanne Fabrics and made 3 Kingdom Hearts Organization 13 trench coats.
Wow.
And
That's awesome.
And at the time, the only the only things that we could see on the internet for reference were screenshots of the deep dive secret video and some fan art that people have drawn, because there was no Kingdom Hearts 2 wasn't out yet, and Final Mix Plus had just came out in Japan. So there wasn't like a lot of reference for us to go off of.
Right.
But we like the only thing that we didn't have was the drawstrings on the hoods, because there was just no time for it. It was just too hard. But we had the rest of it, and we went, and the 3 of us like went around, and we were like one of the few people who had him. It was pretty sick. Anyway.
You already sound better at a cosplayer than I am, because I suck at making my stuff.
No, like you don't understand. Like
no,
my
your
mom.
pictures you post are good.
No, like my mom. Okay, so my mom is
Or maybe
Mexican.
you're just maybe it's like the cheerleader thing where you're just kind of standing next to good cosplayers so you look better.
No.
That,
Is that
so
it?
my
and
mom.
it's a lot of Photoshop.
So my mom is Mexican as fuck. So she knows how to sew. She knows how to sew. Like hardcore. Like on my motherfucking business. Like if I could invest in a sewing machine custom made for her, she could bang out costumes like every fucking day probably, because she's a badass. So like her and my cousin Mario and me and my brother helping her sew and put everything together, ordered dominoes. We were up until midnight, 1 o'clock doing this shit. We left by I think Friday at 6 a.m. we left, and we got there like late in the afternoon. But anyway, so obviously we've seen Heather's costumes and we've seen her post them on Discord and stuff. So that's really awesome. Where are the questions at? Okay.
They're there.
Here we go.
They're on the show sheet.
Here we go. So why do you like cosplaying, Heather? And why do you like doing it why you go so hard at it as you do? Because
It's just fun having something outwardly to express what I'm into. It's a good way to meet people. And I've met some of my best friends at conventions when they've just recognized my costume and we automatically started talking about the show.
Mm-hmm.
And it just kind of evolved from that to being able to cosplay with my friends from the same series, or just being able to even go out in public during the conventions and going out to eat and seeing some of the looks we get when you walk in with this bizarre costume into an IHOP or something.
Mm-hmm. That's actually the best part. Yeah.
It's so much fun. Try doing that, riding the city bus painted green. That's amazing.
That
Awesome.
that must be fun.
And yet you're still the second craziest person on the bus, because there's always someone crazier.
I would like to think I'm the third.
Okay, third. Fine. There's the crazy
yeah.
cat lady.
Oh god, I'm that
Yeah, because
too.
you went as Jennifer Walters, right? As She-Hulk.
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
I've done that several times. I would actually like to redo it where it actually have her original jumpsuit instead of just whatever costume I could put together at the time, because that was a very last minute costume. And I think that's the only comic book costume I've done. Everything else I've done has been anime or video game related.
That's always
What's
awesome.
what's some video games ones you've done? Because I don't think I've seen any of them.
I don't. Okay, so you're not gonna see a lot of pictures of my stuff yet, mostly because I hate being in pictures, and I'm only recently getting into where I'm comfortable taking them.
Wait a second. Isn't that the whole point of cosplaying?
I just like doing it. I don't like being in pictures. So I have like one picture of each of my costumes, and that's about it. I do have a prompto that I'm currently working on fixing
No
up.
way.
I'm not doing prompto from Final Fantasy 15. I'm doing the original Versus 13 trailer version.
Oh.
Tom's all excited now.
So I will be wearing him in a month and a half. And what else have I done? If you count it as a video game, because I didn't get into the anime till much later. I did Gatomon, and that was actually one of my first cosplays I've ever done.
Oh
And
yeah,
it's
from Digimon.
It's the first one I actually handmade as well.
Oh, nice.
Sick.
It came out. I was actually happy with how it came out. It was just, it didn't last the entire convention, so I have to remake it, like all of it.
So would you revisit Gatomon in the future so you can make a better?
It is in the plans. I've been playing with it and trying to decide a different design for it, because the version I had made was for a convention that was on the beach. So I made it with like a swimsuit top.
Oh, gotcha.
And if I do it again, I'm going to make it more covered up.
Right.
Just because it'll be... After doing Merlin from Seven Deadly Sins, I kind of am killed on showing a lot of skin right now.
Yeah, that one I saw.
Do you have the thing where you, like, your skin easily turns red if you scratch it? Because I have that.
Yes. I also burn very easily in the sun, so I was a lobster by the time I was done with that photo shoot for Gatomon.
Oh, man.
Oh, God. Why don't you wear sunscreen? Just wear a sunscreen.
Because I'm allergic to sunscreen.
Oh,
Oh
no.
my God.
That sucks. Oh,
You should
my
move to Seattle.
gosh.
Yeah, right? I'm allergic to the stuff that makes it waterproof, so it breaks out my skin really bad if I wear
Oh,
it.
that sucks.
Don't they have stuff that doesn't have that?
Yeah, but it washes off when you sweat.
Just don't sweat then. Jeez.
Heather, don't sweat. Don't sweat at all.
Oh my God.
You're not allowed. Wow.
I'll try and remember that next time.
Yeah,
But I
right.
live in Texas, so that's kind of impossible.
So, how long have you been cosplaying, and like, what made you decide that you wanted to cosplay when you go to conventions?
Oh my gosh. So I started in 2007 at Onicon, and I cosplayed out of spite.
Out of spite.
The best reason.
Yeah.
Yes. It's my ex didn't like me cosplaying. He was big into cosplaying characters, but he didn't want me to get that kind of attention. So my way of pissing him
Wow.
off and getting him to break up with me was basically, oh, I'm going to cosplay as this character you don't know about, and I changed into my costume, showed up at the convention an hour after he did, and he was pissed, and I loved it, and I continued doing it.
That's the greatest fuck my possessive partner story I've ever seen.
Yeah. Well,
Or
heard.
Yeah,
Read. Watched.
I loved it, and after that, it was just the next con I went to, I ended up making something different, and that was the year I made the Godamon costume, and I kept going, and I just never wanted to stop because I kept having so much fun and meeting people.
I just have a really quick message for that guy. Get wrecked, fam.
Get wrecked.
Sorry. Get wrecked.
I don't think he's
Awesome.
cool enough to listen to this podcast, unfortunately.
True. That's cool. So pretty much a little over 10 years.
Yep.
That's amazing, dude. Man.
It's terrifying to think how much money I just spent on that in 10 years.
So how do you feel about? Because obviously, like, people do both, obviously, and my cousin certainly did both in some cases. When watching him cosplay and do the stuff he did was crazy. Especially when he got into like the furry stuff. But how do you feel about buying or commissioning someone to make a costume and then doing it yourself?
I do both, actually. I buy some of my costumes, and I've had people make costumes for me, and I've had costumes I've made myself.
Mm-hmm.
The only problem with it for me is a lot of costumes I buy aren't going to fit me, so I end up having to alter them anyway. And if I'm just going to do that much work to it, I might as well make it. But I'd say there's no discredit to buying your own costume from someone else or from a company, because as long as you credit the person who made it, it's fine. It's still you wearing the costume, and it's still you cosplaying.
I think it's a little rare for people to do one or the other, but there's been a few times where I've heard some of my cousin's friends or people that I've met at Anime Iowa even say like, oh, I would never buy this or this unless it was a weapon that I needed or a prop. You know what I mean? Like, it's
Right.
And I think that's just like kind of like they just wanted to own their shit, even though the people saying it were like not really intricate, complicated costumes at all.
Yeah.
Like,
It's definitely a pride thing when you've made your own and being able to have people compliment something that you put your time and effort into versus something you paid money for to have somebody else make it for you.
sure.
But there's still no discredit to it because it's still how you pull it off and how you feel in it more than anything else.
Sure.
Most of the people I know that make 100% of their costumes are professional cosplayers or on their way up to be a professional cosplayer. So I don't really see a lot of casual cosplayers out there that make their stuff.
For sure. That's cool. So, do you do like do you ever do costume contests?
I've done 2, I believe. Yeah, I've done 2 costume contests. Being on stage is terrifying for me.
Oh, I can imagine.
So
especially when you're
Imagine the audience
especially
in
when
their
you're
underwear.
when you're like up against, people who like who you feel who have so much better cosplay costumes than
Yes.
you do. So
because even when it's a small con and there aren't many big name costumes, you just still see so many people up there with amazing stuff. And the judges they normally have for costume contests these days are professional cosplayers, or
Right.
they'll at least have one guest. So the pressure's on to look good in front of these people.
yeah.
Let's see.
Like some people like even when I went to conventions, especially big conventions, like when I went to New York Comic-Con in Manhattan at the Javits Center, like the thought and the process that these people came up with, it's just incredible,
It is.
and like just to like take an idea of a certain character, like for example, you know, like Eevee and like the whole like evolution kind of characters. I've seen
the human versions of them.
Yeah, like I've seen people create you know, like this goddess armor out of all the elemental evolutions, you know, and like these people have staves and shit, and it's all like, what the hell? Like, are you serious? Like, it's incredible. It's crazy. It's insane.
It is. It's like, I know some of the people get it off of fan art that they find online, so they get the idea from there, but there are people that actually just come up with the stuff on the spot. And it's awe-inspiring, and I would love to be able to do that, but I'm not that creative. So
Same here.
Most of my stuff it's straight up, it's a character. If it's not a character in a show, I'm probably not going to be able to do it. Doing the Gatomon was hard enough, and even that was mostly based off of a fan art I found.
Right. Well,
Do you ever make... Oh, sorry.
Oh, no, go ahead. No, it's fine.
I was just going to ask if you ever made your own, like, foam weapons or, like, what... There's that stuff called Warbler. Is that a thing? Like...
Yes. That's stuff that they use to make armor a lot. I've never actually used that, but I have made prop weapons before. The problem with Warbler is you can't really buy it in stores. You have to buy it online. And I'm lazy, and I don't do that. So I go to the craft store, or I buy it from Walmart, and I make stuff out of that. But I've done, if you've ever watched or read Vampire Knight, I did the main character when she transforms and she has a giant 6-foot scythe. And I made the scythe out of like craft foam that you'd get out of Walmart, and just glued it together and painted it, and it came out really well. It was... Only problem with it was above regulations for the props to be allowed on the con floor.
Oh, that sucks.
So I could only be outside of the convention to take pictures.
Damn, that sucks. Oh, I hate that. That's so annoying.
That's why you got to get it like disassemblable so you can like chop it in half.
It was disassemblable to be able to travel with it. At least the staff of it was, but the blade itself was what was beyond regulation. But if you see pictures of her actual size, it is the size of her body.
Right.
So I wanted to make it to scale, and it's my fault for not checking weapons policy, and that's where I learned about weapons policy.
Yeah, every convention there's always a a thing about like I know at Anime Detour, like I don't know, the rules on like the gun props have changed so much.
Yeah, but that's with reason, especially with what happened in Arizona like 2 years ago. Yeah,
100. Yeah, 100%. And I think it's I think at Anime Detour, if it's like which is the biggest anime convention here in Minnesota, which I think I've said before, but like obviously if it's like a foam gun, like it's obviously fake, I think they don't really care. But then there are the people
realistic.
Yeah. Like if like Reaper's shotguns from Overwatch, you know, like obviously those are whatever. And I think if you have a Nerf gun, it's fine. But like, there's a lot of cosplayers who use like airsoft guns, and it's like they tell you to like leave it. You know, you can't.
You have to leave the orange cap on the top of it if you do use a gun like that.
Right.
A lot of conventions actually won't let you use Nerf guns anymore unless you make it to where they don't fire. Because they don't want you either firing projectiles or even like the little puff of air that comes out of it.
Yeah. Which is
so
like
you have to prove that you can't actually fire it to the people at the front desk.
Yeah, that makes sense though.
Yeah, it makes 100% sense. Yeah, and I've seen some people too like paint over the orange part, and they're like they get mad when they're not allowed to bring it in. It's like, well, dude, like, you know, like you painted it, like it. No one can tell that it's an airsoft gun now. Like you, and I understand you just wanted to go for accuracy and you didn't mean any harm by it, but like
I mean they have guns where it's possible to be able to take the orange cap off, and those are the best ones to use because you can take it off, paint it, and then walk around with the orange cap on, and if you need to pose for a picture, take it off real quick, pose for your picture, and you're
put
done.
it back on.
Put it back on. Yeah. Right. So oh, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, no, you go ahead.
Oh, okay. Well, fuck you then. So
fine.
I think Danny wrote a lot of awesome questions here, so I'm gonna ask some of these.
I did.
Some more.
Take advantage.
Which convention was your favorite, and what was your least favorite out of all the ones you've been to? Because I know you travel for a lot of the ones you go to too. So
Yeah, I actually don't travel that far, considering I stay in Texas for the most part. But it's just Texas is huge and has a shit ton of conventions.
okay, that's pretty good then.
yeah,
Yes,
the South actually has a lot of conventions. I recently discovered that when I moved down to South Carolina, and I befriended the manager of my local anime store, and he said that like there's a lot of conventions that are down in the South, which I found really surprising because you would have never think that people from the South are like that much of nerds, you know.
Oh man, they are.
From
They're
coming,
everywhere.
yeah, like me coming from an urban area, you know, and surrounded by culture and everything like that. So it was a real culture shock for me to see that.
Yeah, it's definitely very nerd centric around Texas for sure. More than anything, Florida's got a lot of them too.
Yeah.
But last year I went to 9 conventions total, and all of them were in Texas, and I still didn't even go to half of them.
Wow.
Damn.
And that's just anime conventions because I don't go to comic book conventions anymore. So
Okay.
my favorite convention is the one that's actually my next to go to, and that's A-Kon. Last year was my first year to go, and it falls on my birthday weekend every year. So it's been kind of convention goals, and it lived up to the hype last year for sure. So that is by far my favorite convention. It is also the longest running one in North America. So it's had years to kind of pick up, I guess, everything that a convention needs to be. And since it's right there next to Funimation Studios, it gets a lot of the voice actor guests there as well as industry guests. And
That is
my-
boss.
yeah,
Yeah, that's pretty
A-Kon is
awesome.
definitely a go-to con. I suggest if you ever get a chance to make it out to a Texas con, go to A-Kon. And
For sure.
my least favorite is actually the only convention I really ever had a problem with is a comic convention, and which is the main reason I stopped going to them. And that's Comic Palooza. The comic crowd is so much more competitive than the anime crowd is. And I think it's because of all the movies coming out, so there's people that aren't considered top tier comic convention fans or whatever. And they get very what's the word? Passionate.
Upset. Yeah.
Upset about either DC versus Marvel, or even the cinematic universe versus the comic book universe.
Oh
Yeah.
And
my God,
there's
who
so
cares?
much. Yeah, it's like people still put time and effort into their costumes. There's no reason to tear it down.
Right.
And yeah, I don't like it much, and I didn't like it for the 2 years I went. And I got bullied at the last time I went 2 years ago, and I haven't been back since. So
Really?
yeah.
See, here's
I'm
my
actually
thing.
mildly banned from that convention. I don't know
Really?
how
Why?
serious of a ban, because I punched the girl that was bullied.
Oh snap!
Ah, yeah!
Oh snap!
Did you
She
She-Hulk
said,
punch
"Nah,
her?
boom."
Were
I
you in the
was
She-Hulk?
She-Hulk. I was in
Nice.
She-Hulk. That was
Just
the
say
last time
you
I
were.
wore She-Hulk.
Just say you were in character, like Alex
I was-
Jones. It was all a character.
Exactly.
Wow, that's
Oh my
crazy.
frickin'
That's
God.
insane. Holy crap!
Okay, so to that girl, get wrecked. Here's my thing, okay, about what you just said.
Mhm.
Because that's one of the reasons why I stopped going to Anime Detour. When something or when an environment, because I have too much anxiety and mental problems to be dealing with things like that will emotionally, that I feel like will emotionally like
Hurt you?
annoy me
Yeah.
or hurt me.
Yeah.
And so the thing about Anime Detour is like, and I know a lot of people love it, and it's a great convention and stuff, don't get me wrong, but some of the people that have been going lately, they're like just there to party and get fucked up and like get the hookup or, you know, be shitty to people, like touching them and stuff. And I'm just like not about that.
Right.
Conventions are supposed to me anyway, conventions for all of us nerds and anime nerds especially are supposed to be a place to go somewhere where we're not going to be made to feel like
you're a piece of shit.
Yeah. Like, we're all going to escape all the people who's making fun of us, like,
right.
And you're being a dick to me, you know, like, fuck off, you know. So I guess my next question is, like, do you deal with that even now, to the conventions you go to now?
I do see it a lot. I don't deal with it a lot personally, but I do have a lot of friends that deal with it. I do see a lot of the cosplayers I hang around deal with a lot of hate and harassment. I don't know why I don't get dealt with it a lot. I don't know if people just avoid me and either I'm intimidate people or if it's just I don't look like a target, but I guess, what's the way to phrase it? I guess I don't hang around that kind of stuff. Like, the minute I see something or someone that might be toxic, I immediately keep them out of my group of friends. I won't let them into my hotel room. I won't let them hang out with me after hours. And a lot of people don't do that. A lot of people allow themselves to hang around with toxic people, and there are a lot of toxic people within the cosplay and convention community, and you'll see a lot of people post about it, how the cosplay community is super toxic and has gotten worse over the years, and it's partially true, but it's only going to be as toxic to you as much as you let it be. Whereas with anything else, if you don't hang around with those people, they can't hurt you.
Right. If
Well,
you
sort
ignore
of.
them, you know,
yeah.
you gotta call them out and then not give them attention afterwards, you know?
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
Unless you're like a
don't-
famous person, then they can still stalk you.
Yeah,
That happened
a
in,
few of the cosplayers I follow, and I see a lot of the hate mail that they get, and they'll talk about it sometimes in the Discord chats.
Yeah, because
Uh.
like there's a earlier in the year, maybe last year, there was like a Magic the Gathering cosplayer who was getting bullied, and like they had to like permanently ban the guy from playing Magic.
Wow.
Wow. Holy crap.
like
Wait, why?
well,
Really?
he's
What
this one
happened?
guy. I'm not even gonna say who he is, but he has a YouTube channel, and like basically he was like telling his followers to harass her and other people and everything, and yeah, it was a whole shit show.
That's
Oh,
disgusting.
wow.
So good thing you're not famous, then it's harder to stalk you.
Well,
And it's exactly why I don't want to be famous.
And
I'm
actually,
happy at my
she
little
left-
200 followers.
Yeah, she quit Magic cosplaying after that because it got
Wow.
so bad.
I don't blame her. That's kind of why I quit comic book cosplaying, though I will be trying to do at least one by the end of the year while my hair is short.
sure. Well, that got real serious real quick, but I think it's a good place and time to say, I think us as hosts and you with as many followers that you have and don't have, whatever, to use our voice to say, don't be like that. We're all in this together. We're all fucking nerds, and we're all trying to get away from people who make fun of us for that shit, and we're all trying to get away from people who don't understand.
Not only,
You know what I mean?
Not only that, like a convention, you go to conventions to have fun, not to like
Right.
be miserable. So,
Right.
you know, think of it as, you know, would you like to be treated? Would you like to be bullied? Like, if you don't like being bullied, then don't do it to someone else.
Golden rule:
Exactly.
treat people how you want to be treated. Yeah.
You know, if you don't like a person's cosplay, then don't tell them that their cosplay is bad, because that's gonna put their self-esteem down, and they're not gonna have fun. So, and that's not cool. So
Right.
we're all human beings. We're all, you know, we're at this like cool convention to meet people and to have fun and to buy and, like, you know, just to fucking waste our money.
Exactly.
So
Right.
Like, the number one thing that irks me is people that say, oh, that person shouldn't cosplay that character, they don't have that body. They're anime characters. None of us have that character.
Yeah,
that
they're,
body. None of us have this like, right race for it.
right, they're
Oh,
fictional.
she can't do that because she's black. No, she's not Asian, so
yeah,
whatever.
yeah. They're
Right.
fictional characters, you know.
Right.
Yeah, if Sam wanted to do Sailor Moon or freaking Nick wanted to do Magical Girl Ore, he could do it.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I would
Like-
totally want fucking Nick to cosplay as Magical Girl Ore. That would
Beat
be
the
awesome.
fuck out of the bad guys. I don't need magic.
Well, I'm a woman regardless, but you know, just like
Exactly.
it doesn't matter. Yeah, if you, okay, here's the bottom line: don't be a dick,
Yeah.
okay?
Exactly.
Because if you are, I'm gonna come over to your house, I'm gonna pee in your cactus, and I'm gonna slap you.
If you
So
have a
stop it.
cactus.
Yeah, and if you don't have a cactus, I'm just gonna pee on your lawn. And you know what? You know what? I eat a lot of rice, so that pee smells like,
And asparagus.
and it smells like
Oh my
rice.
gosh.
Oh, is that what it is? Is that how you make your
No,
pee
that's
smell bad?
asparagus. Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm gonna eat a lot of asparagus, and then I'm gonna pee on your lawn, and then I'm gonna slap you.
Okay. Okay, let's not
So
pee.
stop it.
Okay, we don't want to influence the bullying by actually doing the bullying.
Right.
Nah, you have to. You gotta. Sometimes you gotta slap a bitch, just like Heather. And to that chick again, I say, get wrecked.
Oh man.
Either way, that's cool. That's cool that you can see that and you're talking about it. Either way, also you said I don't go to comic book conventions anymore because of that reason. And yeah, don't go anywhere you're not comfortable. So that's awesome
Exactly.
too. So what's a dream convention that you want to go to? One that you haven't gone to yet and you're just like you really want to go.
Oh, there's so
Because
many.
it wasn't in the stars or you just didn't have the money. or
Anime
whatever.
Expo.
I want to go to Anime Expo so bad. It's either Anime Expo or KatsuCon. Both of those I wanted to go to last year, but I didn't have the money to. And I still won't have the money to this year, but I'm going to try to eventually.
Cool. Couple more questions here. Do you recommend other people to cosplay, and why do you not like Cheetos?
Oh my god. I actually don't like Cheetos, so I can't argue
Are you
that.
fucking kidding me? I was kidding. We're gonna have girl time after this, and we're gonna talk. Anyway, do you recommend other
Sam is
people to
gonna rip
cosplay?
you about not liking Cheetos, Heather.
It's
Do you
okay. You're
recommend-
already ripping me for not liking other things, so.
Cowboy Bebop.
Cowboy Bebop and XL Saga.
Do you recommend other people to cosplay, and if yeah, why?
Yeah, I greatly recommend anybody to cosplay because I had never even considered cosplaying before I actually did my first cosplay. And I enjoyed it much more than I thought I would because I didn't think I would enjoy the attention it would get. I thought I would be terrified of it. I'm still terrified of pictures, but 10 years later and I'm getting over that. But it's definitely an experience. Either you're going to love it or it's just going to be an experience. You're guaranteed to get something out of it. So if you haven't done it once, at least try it.
Yeah,
For
I
sure.
want to try. I have all
I-
these. I have all these ideas in my head, but it's just that, like, you know, one, I don't have the money for it, especially right now because like I'm not working, so. And two, like I just get lazy and I just and I don't have the time before the con to like come up with the concept and either like buy the costume or make the costume because I don't know
Yeah.
my measurements and stuff. So, because
I understand. I am what 40 days away from the convention, and I have 2 costumes I still have to make.
yeah, that's like.
Get cracking.
So
12
what?
days each.
What costume? Like
Right.
what cosplays are you working on right now?
Well, currently I'm still working on the Prompto that I mentioned before, and then I have Tora from Zodiac Wars I'm also working on. I just got all her stuff in, I just haven't actually done anything with it,
Right.
which I should actually do that tonight and get most of that out. And I think I'm working on Howl a bit more, because I did that one for the last con.
Yeah,
From
that
House
one
Moving
was awesome.
the wig was way too long, and I was terrified to cut it. So I've been watching tutorial videos from a cosplayer I follow and kind of getting his advice on it, and I've been making the wig the proper length. So I'll probably be doing a proper howl.
Nice.
con.
Yeah.
Wait, so really quick, I love that Howl costume.
Yeah,
by the way.
same.
Yeah.
Thank you.
When you say Zodiac Ward, what and who was it again?
Tora the tiger.
So this is not Junie Tyson that you're talking
Yeah,
about.
Junie Tyson.
Oh, okay. I was reading the wrong thing. I was like looking it up. Okay, Tora. Yeah, because
Yeah.
it was showing the character's name first and then
Ah.
the animal name after. So that's why I was like, okay, what?
Yeah.
What?
I'm doing the tiger, the drunken tiger. I had a friend that was supposed to be doing Ox with me, but I don't know if she still is or not. But regardless, the costume needed to get done. So
I literally, spoiler alert, literally thought he was gonna win. Like I thought they were gonna do no bullshit, no. It was either my money was on him or the rat, and obviously.
I wanted him to win so bad. I kind of wanted Rabbit to win.
Low key wanted Rabbit to win too. Like,
Yeah.
Usagi.
I know there are some awesome cosplayers of the Rabbit character, and I'm only disappointed that they never do his tail. I want to see the giant beach ball tail.
Okay, cool. Bonus. So, that's cool.
Do you see yourself cosplaying within 10 years?
That's what I was gonna ask. I was looking for it. I couldn't find
Yes.
it. Yeah.
Cosplay goals is to one day be able to do Old Lady Sophie.
Old Lady Sophie, yeah.
Yes. Fuck yes.
Wait, what is that from?
So from Howl's
Howl's
Moving
Moving
Castle.
Castle.
Oh shit.
Like actually being a grandma and being
And
grandma
then your
Sophie's.
granddaughter would be
The young
the
version.
young Sophie.
That would be
There you go.
I have to have children for that first.
Yeah.
Let's not. I don't want that.
Do
I'll
you have
just
any
adopt a child.
siblings? Do you have any siblings that you could have that you could have a niece maybe?
I have 9 siblings.
Okay, tell
Oh,
one of
shit.
them.
Would you? Okay.
Are you sure you're not from Utah?
No, I'm pretty sure about that.
Heather, would you ever consider doing like, FX, like making yourself look old?
I thought about it, but
Oh,
I
like the-
suck
yeah, like the
so
elastic
much at
stuff.
makeup already. Like, just trying to do makeup as is it takes me much longer than it should.
Right.
So that's going to take years of practice to be able to get good enough to be able to do make
The
myself
prosthetics
Yeah,
and
yeah,
stuff
yeah,
like
yeah.
that. Some of that prosthetic stuff is just unfucking real. I fucking love it.
I watch,
It's so sick.
Glam
Face
and
Off?
Girl. No, Glam and Gore.
Oh, Glam and Gore.
Yeah,
I love
Mikey.
Glam and Gore.
Yeah, she's
Nice.
amazing, and I love watching her FX stuff. So
Yeah.
she's so
I have a
inspirational.
few
She's
friends
awesome.
that do it. I have a bunch of friends that do it, and I could probably ask some of them to help me with it.
Yeah, do it, and experiment. Like it doesn't technically have to be Grandma Sophie. Like you can do something else,
Right.
that involves that sort of thing. So just to
Right,
just to
right.
see,
Do the old witch doctor from like One Piece or something that
yeah,
raised Chopper.
yeah, that'd be awesome.
So we're coming up towards the end here. Heather, is there any anime that you recommend any of our listeners to watch? Because they listen to us, recommend them shit every week. So as long as you're
Right.
here,
Well, we also forgot like what made her get into anime and all that other stuff.
oh, we totally did.
So, and Nick's
Toonami.
questions.
There you
And
go.
Nick's
Yeah,
questions.
Nick's got questions.
Oh, how do you poop in your costumes? Or out of the
Depending on the-
costume, I should say.
Depending on the costume, you just don't. You just hold it until you're ready to take the costume off. I've had friends that have worn like Tharja from some video game I haven't played, but it's like a giant like see-through bodysuit.
Oh shit.
And the only way to take it off is you have to take off a couple layers of like armor and stuff, and then you have to take off the bodysuit. And as soon as she had put it on, she had to pee.
Oh
So she
man,
had to
that
pants then.
sucks.
Yeah. So you go before you put on those kind of costumes, and then you hold it if you have to go after that.
Fuck.
Dude, I could not do that. I have like the smallest bladder ever.
and don't drink any Monster or coffee.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't do that.
Damn, that sucks.
You'd regret it later.
Or alcohol.
Okay, what else, Nick?
I drink a lot of alcohol, unfortunately, when I'm normally in costume, especially with Merlin and for Tora, I'm going to be decently lit. At least
Cosplay
I'll be in
goals.
character.
That's
Cosplay
why.
goals.
Well, yeah, with Merlin though, you have your cloak. You don't even need to wear underwear for that. You just squat down and plop it down.
So I failed at that underwear thing because I didn't use stretchy material, and I should have. So those shorts fit me just perfectly, and trying to get them out felt like I was gonna rip it.
Oh man.
So I just kind of held it the entire time I was in that costume because I had a feeling that if I took it off, I was gonna rip the seams.
That's crazy. Oh,
It's like
man.
It's like that scene in Zoolander. He's like, "Did your ass just get in the way of my pen? Lose 5 pounds immediately, or get out of my sight."
Oh my god.
Fucking Zoolander.
Okay, Nick, what other questions you got?
That's why you just throw up until you lose a lot of weight. There you go. Like in one day. I mean, I don't mean like bulimia. I mean just like in one day. You know what I'm saying?
You just
And your body will shrink.
You just don't eat and don't drink for that one day when you go to that.
And go
con.
into like a really cold like freezer area. Would that make? I think that would work. Anyway, that was all my question. Oh yeah. How do you deal with camel toe or front butt?
So I don't know how other people deal with it, but they actually do make underwear that prevents it. Like it's a little hard piece of underwear that goes into your panties to keep you from being able to show.
Like a nut cup kind of.
Yes, exactly. And they have an equivalent-ish thing for men. They have a dancer's belt if you're wearing like a spandex suit.
Oh
Which
yeah, because then
It's
your
gonna
balls
give you
would
a
be
bulge.
separated.
Yeah. Everyone always expects there not to be a bulge if you wear a dancer's belt.
But there's a bulge.
But that's not. There's a bulge. All it does is it keeps you from holding a shape. It just gives you a uniform shape.
And it increases your bulge anyway.
It does.
Because if you've ever seen like male ballet dancers, their bulges are fucking huge because of that dancer's belt.
Well, I've shown you my buddy Kawaii Bro cosplay.
Oh,
and
yeah.
he has a bulge in like all of his
It's
costumes,
so-
and people
yeah.
give him shit all the
Yeah.
time.
Oh, you got the David Bowie thing going on.
Yes.
So extreme. It's so extreme. But he's so hot though. You can't really
He
be
is.
mad at
He's-
him.
He's such a sweetheart. He gets so much shit because he does a lot of lewd costumes, and people are like being creepy as shit to him. Some of the females are worse than the guys when it comes to like sexual
Oh
harassment
yeah,
of
like
cosplayers.
middle-aged old ladies with mustaches, and they're like,
Oh, hey, look at this piece of meat.
Oh my god.
that's what they do. Their breath smells like wine, and they got like the black stuff between their teeth.
Ew.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh my god.
That's how I imagine all ladies after the age of 25.
Damn.
Christmas
Damn,
cakes.
that's how he pictures me.
I'm just kidding. You just turn into hags. 26? Too late.
I'm all old.
That was 3 years ago for me.
So every time we have a guest on our podcast, we usually ask them, the general questions of what made you get into anime, what started it all, kind of thing.
Okay, so for me, it was actually, I've always kind of been into it because I've always watched, I didn't have cable, so I had the original Digimon series.
Word. Okay.
That I would watch every now and then we had Cardcaptor Sakura.
Yes.
I automatically knew it wasn't different, or it wasn't it was different from American television because my brother was watching Dragon Ball at the time. So I already knew what Japanese anime was, and I knew it was not the same or even on the same level as American cartoons. And from there, he got me into Ghibli movies, and I finally met a friend that liked Yu-Gi-Oh! And it just kind of spiraled until I moved to Houston, and we had an AZN channel that showed things like Descendants of Darkness and Mirage of the Blaze, and I went down a darker path.
you follow the dark side.
I did. I did not even know that those were showing eyes at the time.
Right.
I just thought they were these make me feel weird, but I like it.
Yeah.
Right.
That's how kind of I am with my yaoi. Whenever I read them, I'm all this shit is weird, but I like it, and I'm not gonna stop
Exactly.
reading it.
The first yaoi I ever read was definitely. I feel uneasy reading this, but then I just kept turning the page because I was like,
You wanted to know what happened? Yeah.
I want to see if he does.
That's how I feel about Killing Stalking right now.
Nice.
Oh my god.
Nice.
That manhwa
Yeah.
is so weird.
Yeah.
I love it, but it's so weird.
It's so strange. I can't. I had to
can't.
put that manga on hold. I'm all like, you're too much. You're going in.
I read it on the
You're-
I read it on the bus ride home every day from work.
Oh,
Does it have
I
mind
don't
break?
think I could never read a yaoi like in public. That's like
Oh, yeah.
that's like my bedroom shit.
Nope, I do it in public. I'll do it while I'm at work on my lunch break.
Oh wow.
Because I'll pull up my laptop and everything, and if
That's a
people are
bold
brave
move.
enough to look at my computer.
Yeah, that is a
My
bold
bosses
move.
have looked at my computer before.
That's what's up.
They learned not to do it anymore.
They learned like,
So-
Heather,
That's,
yeah,
see, that's
she's
the good
weird,
thing
okay.
about double standards. Like, because if you're a girl, they're just like, yeah. But if you're a guy and doing that, people are like, that's sicko. You know
Oh
what
no,
I'm
they
saying?
think I'm sick. There's a couple guys at work that won't even turn their back to me anymore.
Wow. Actually, that kind of happened to me. Like my old visual manager boss, she would like make fun of me whenever I was just like reading, normal, shoujo or regular like Inuyasha or something, and she would like say that's paraphernalia. I'm all like, shut up, it's not.
Maybe she was just trying to tell you that Inuyasha is a little overrated, Danny. Read something a little better. You know what I'm saying?
No.
Me and Nick gonna fight.
Okay, so before we take off, then, is there any anime that you recommend to our listeners?
My biggest one that I've been recommending lately, and it's only because the Sword Online thing blew up a couple years ago, has been the Dot Hack series.
Yes.
Just because I feel like it's a much better version of Sword Art Online.
Well, it came
God
out.
Hack
One,
Sign
it
was-
came out first. It was like one
Yeah,
of the first
it definitely
MMO anime shows that came out. So, and it's so much
Yeah.
better. Yeah, no, I 100% agree.
Dot Hack Sign was when it played on Toonami. That was the first anime that I watched from episode 1 to 26 on Toonami.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
or
so
was-
good.
Or was it 24? I don't remember. But it
Oh,
was
yeah, that was
20-some
one of the
episodes.
first Yashike, or no, Isekai. There we go.
Yeah.
Trapped in a world. Sword Art.
The character of Tsukasa was just fucking awesome. And also, when you're playing the games, the original 4, the second game is like happening kind of like it kind of coincides
Overlapping
with
with
Dot
it.
Hack Sign. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's kind of sick.
Yeah.
and
And
then
there's
Legend of
different
the
versions
Twilight.
of it, because then you have Legend of the Twilight, and you also have the Dot Hack Roots, which
Yeah.
I actually really liked Dot Hack Roots, even though most of the people I talked to that liked Dot Hack didn't like that one as much.
That's the one with Hisao, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
That is also cosplaying for this year.
Awesome.
Nice.
Yeah, Hisao's such a badass. Like he's fucking
He
cool.
was.
But yeah, the Legend of the Twilight was really good too. But anyway, I really that's awesome. I think I also recommend Dot Hack to people. You should check that out. So anyways,
Definitely.
Heather, I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you were here. I think it'd be cool to have more cosplay guests on in the future. And if you want to be on those too, Miss Heather, you totally can. So then you can tell them that their cosplay is cool or it sucks, whatever.
Yes, right.
Anyway, after we just got done telling people don't do that. Anyway, if you guys like this episode, leave a thumbs up in the YouTube. Give us a thumbs up. Leave an iTunes review. Please leave an iTunes review, because not only are they helpful, they're really awesome, and it makes us feel good, and it makes us want to do better for you. And we want to do better for you anyway, so don't be bitch. Anyway, thank you. We've been Anime Summit Podcast. I've been Sam. She's been Danny. He's been Nick. No Tier Nick, Too Slick Nick. And of course, we had the lovely Heather to invite us in the world of cosplay. And now I feel like I want to cosplay again, weirdly enough. I haven't cosplayed since, I don't even know, but now I kind of want to do it again.
Dude, I want to be the shitty guy from My Hero, Mineta. The really
Yes.
shitty kid.
The
I'll
great.
make you the diaper.
I have the body proportions. I'm tiny.
I'm tiny.
So, thanks for listening. We've been the Anime Summit Podcast. And I said everyone's names already. Okay, see you next time. I fucked it up. You fucked it up. Y'all?
It's alright.
Y'all fucked it up. Love you.
Love you guys. Bye.